Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is LaShonda Prim. I am the founder of Dazzling Divas, empowering women towards success. My mission is to motivate women to overcome obstacles, vision success, and embrace change. So, this is going to be a new uh, kind of vlog, I guess. um, I have decided to venture out on a new journey. I will be doing these videos. I'm not going to say how often because I really don't know. and I just think that these videos are going to be a blessing to some people. Uh, I have decided to share my journey, and this is just something that has been going on for a while now. And most of you know that I got married in August of 2018, and I now have a blended family. Woohoo! So we are 6 children in a household, and myself and my husband. And we had so many obstacles that we had to overcome. I also have a very rare medical condition, and I have been battling that as well. So, along with, a lot of other different things, I've been praying very fervently, trying to make sure that I keep it together and trying to make sure that I'm doing my part on behalf of the children and making sure that I can still feel like I can, still provide and do the things that I want to do. But how many of you know that it's not really what we want to do? It's the things that God has planned for us to do, and that it is aligned with the purpose that He has for our lives. And the reason why I say that is because I have been in a business that I absolutely enjoyed doing. I just hands down enjoyed it. And not only that, it was beneficial for me, especially with my medical condition. It was hands down okay. Loved it, had a great time, working it. It was just amazing. Okay. Well, I had to back up off of it because of what I have going on right now, because my purpose isn't aligned with it. How many of you know that when God has called you to do what He has called you to do, you have to be in alignment? Okay? You must be in alignment, and He will show you exactly what it is that He has for you to do. But when you veer off into different ventures in life because you think that that's where you're supposed to be, because it's beneficial and it may look like you're supposed to be doing it, but actually it's just a distraction. Okay? It's just a distraction to waste your time, to get you off of where it is that you're really supposed to be going. Okay? For me, I wouldn't say it was an actual, it was a distraction. Okay? I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. It was a distraction. But it was helpful. It was definitely helpful for me. It was helpful for my mental health. It was helpful for my physical health. It was helpful for my financial health. Yeah. But for my spiritual health, it was not. Absolutely not. Okay? Spiritually, it did nothing for me. And I'm telling you, if you are doing something right now and it does not help you spiritually, God is not at the top of the list for that thing, listen, God got to be first in everything that I do. In everything that I do. Okay? And that is the one thing that I noticed that it did not do for me. So sometimes you have to stop and reevaluate some of the things that you do, some of the things that you participate in, some of the things that you are a part of. You have to ask yourself, not saying that you have to quit everything that you do, or you have to stop being around people, or cut people off, and oh, I can't be around you because you don't represent God ain't in this. No. But for me, this is where I am. And I was just thinking to myself, I said, you know what? I was like, I have to begin to make some changes. So I sat back and I was in waiting mode. And I'm going to share a story with you, because when I was getting ready to open a business, in the process of me opening the business, I was moving things inside of the building. And as I was moving things inside of the building, there were some inspections that still needed to be done. The people still wanted to come in and they had to check everything. And when I went back and told them all of the things that needed to be done, they were like, no, you're not going to be able to make any type of changes in the building. We just did renovations in there, all that stuff. I was like, whoa, okay. I was taught a very long time ago that sometimes when you just plant your feet on the ground, and you claim it to be yours, that is yours. And then sometimes when you plant your feet on the ground and you ask God to direct you, He'll direct you too. So I planted my feet on the ground before I even took those keys. And I said, Lord, I was like, if this is for me and this is where you want me to be, then you make it happen. But if it's not, Lord, don't let me make a decision that's going to affect me and my family in any way that's going to cause us any type of harm, or cause us any type of financial stress, heartache, anything. And the very next day, that's when they called and they said, we are going to go ahead and release you from the lease because we don't want you to make any changes in here. I don't know anyone that would just release you from a lease. Okay? There was no type of arguing, no type of back and forth, like nothing hard, like nothing. It was just easy. Okay? Sometimes God will release you from things so that you can walk away with ease, but you also learn a lesson. Because you see, on one hand, He was showing me that, daughter, I have the ability to give you what it is that you want, but this isn't aligned with your purpose, okay? Now, when we find something, when I give you something that's aligned with your purpose, then you'll have it. But this isn't aligned with your purpose. So we know that you can have a business. I have the ability to give it to you, okay? But now is not the right time. And this is not the right business for you, right? So when it's the right time and it's the right opportunity, then you have it, okay? And sometimes we have to understand that it's not always that things are taken away from us for a bad reason. Sometimes it's taken away from us for a better opportunity. And I believe that the better opportunity is coming because that business wasn't aligned with my purpose. And now I could sit here and tell you on today that I have a better opportunity. Okay? I'm back in alignment with my purpose. Okay? I have more opportunities. and I have better options. Okay. So sometimes you just have to be okay with the no's, because that no led to more yeses. And sometimes we think that that one no is so discouraging. And I was discouraged. I really was, because I did not want to hear that no. I was so amped up. I was so excited. I was like, yes, this is it. Like, I got the keys. I got the keys, the keys. I got the keys, the keys. Yes, I was like celebrating, okay? But when they said no, I like went into my own little mood, even though I didn't want to. I did. And every now and again, when I see something that's left over from all the stuff that I bought to go in there, like, I'm like, it just kind of reminds you of it. And even though I don't want to be reminded of it, sometimes it's a reminder to remind you to stay in alignment, okay? Stay in alignment with your purpose. Stay in your lane. Sometimes you get opportunities to do other things, but stay in your lane. Sometimes you're going to see things that looks like is prettier than what you're doing, but stay in your lane. Sometimes you're going to see people doing their thing, but you need to stay in your lane. And I always tell people, nobody can do you better than you. So stay in your lane. Okay? And I think that that's one thing that we all have to understand. So, I think that for our very first vlog, I think we're going to talk about rebuilding a purpose mindset. Okay, rebuilding a purpose mindset. And I really just wanted to share that story with you all because, coming into this video, that was so important, because when you're starting over, you want to know like what you did wrong, like where you went wrong at. How did all of this get started, So I wrote down some questions, and these are just the questions that I asked myself, like, okay, Shonda, what happened? How did you get to where you are right now? So the first question was, where did I go wrong? Well, I went wrong when I actually decided that I was going to take an opportunity to lose weight and turn it into a business. Okay, just because I'm very business minded. Like, when I see the numbers and I know they work and I know I can make money, yeah, that's what happened. I saw the money and I was like, oh yeah, I can make this. I can make this money, okay? So I decided to do the business. Well, as my mom used to say, all money ain't good money. But it wasn't just that. It wasn't that it was bad money. It's just that it wasn't aligned with my purpose. So it took me off out of my lane, okay? And once you're in your lane and you're focused, anything that takes you out of your lane is a distraction, okay? So that means that I had to focus more on that business versus the business that I was already building for myself. And that meant that I was not going to be able to, I wasn't going to be able to like build my own empire, because I was still working on building someone else's, if that makes sense. Okay. So because I was building a brand, working a business for another business, which was actually still my business, but it was under another business, I was no longer able to focus on building my own business, which was actually my purpose, okay, which was aligned with my purpose. So that's where I went wrong. I stopped working hard for myself. I stopped focusing on what was first. I stopped focusing on what God was showing me to do. I stopped focusing on building the ground foundation of my business. I stopped focusing on what LaShonda wanted because it seemed like it was taking too long. It seemed like it was hard. It seemed like it was too much to do, you know. And sometimes those are the hardest times to deal with. But if you can make it through those times, everything else is like a cakewalk, okay? But you gotta do that hard stuff at the foundation so that when you build, your business don't come crumbling down, if that makes sense. So when you're building, if you lay the foundation down solid, okay, do all of the footwork at the bottom, all of the hard stuff. You build your empire tall. You don't have to worry about anything else. And I believe that if I was to go back and try to build mine tall right now, it would crumble. So I have to start all over and build a strong foundation. So it's time to rebuild. It's time to re-up now. Okay? So that's why I went wrong. So got to do it all over again. Number 2, the second question I wrote was, when did you realize you were going in the wrong direction? Oh, man. So I realized I was going in the wrong direction when, let's see. When did I realize I was going in the wrong direction? I realized I was going in the wrong direction when I was at an event one day, and someone said that they made the statement that you have, it was a Sunday. No, not true. I was listening to I usually do motivational, like, speeches in the morning, things that I can listen to. And I was listening to probably like one, I really can't say who it was, but this person was saying something, and they were saying, like, I don't care what kind of person, God thing, or whatever you serve, but pretty much they didn't care about like religion or anything like that. Just get the business done. And I realized then that this was not like a business that I wanted to be a part of, because I understand that there's a very fine line between religion, relationship, and business. The reason why I say that is because religion and relationship is different. Already. Some people think, oh, I'm not religious. I'm not a Christian or whatever, you know. But like I said before, I cannot be a part of a business where my purpose can't be fulfilled through helping others and not being able to share who I am, what it is that I do, and who I serve. Okay? I can't. I just can't. It was in that moment that I realized that This was maybe 8 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, that I was listening to that video. And I realized that moment, and my eyes have been very open ever since. And I've noticed certain things, and I've realized that there are still certain things that bother me about it as well. So that's really like the point where I realized that I was going in the wrong direction. I was like, this is like probably not for me. Because when you're in relationship with God, He will not have you in a place where you can't serve Him, where you can't talk about Him, where you can't be about Him, and where you have to sound like it's fake to acknowledge Him. He won't have you do that. Okay? So, yeah, I didn't like that at all. So sometimes you have to realize that, and it could be a harsh truth to realize that, especially about something, well, or a business that you're a part of, or probably like a group that you're a part of that you really, really like, you really love it, and you realize that this is taking a toll on me because I'm understanding now that my relationship with Christ is on the line if I stay and be a part of this, So maybe you're going to have to, say, okay, yeah, I can still be a part of it, but I may only be able to be a part of it on Friday and Saturday. And there's only certain things that I can do. But Sunday, my time is devoted to God. That's it. Like, if we got Sunday events, I can't be here for that, Sure, they're going to talk about you, but it is what it is. So on to the next question. Third question. Did you want to turn around and get back on track when you saw that? Well, at that time, no. I did not want to go back to my purpose. I was still thinking I can make this work. I can do it. I could do it. At that time, it's just a little small fix. I can work with it. That's what I was thinking. But here again, that's just like us. We don't always do the right things. We don't always make the right decisions. And sometimes we end up waiting until the very last minute when things get at us worse for us to do the right thing. I don't know why it's like that for us, but that's just what happens. Okay. Number 4, what made you decide to restart the business or find your purpose or go back to doing the thing that you lost? Okay. That was a good question, y'all. I came up with these questions on my own because I was asking myself questions. These are questions that I would ask somebody else. So I was just sitting there asking myself these questions. So I figured I'd ask them. So y'all can use these questions and kind of question yourself. So again, the 4th question is, what made you decide to restart the business or find your purpose or go back to the thing that you lost? So as I said, from question number 3, when I asked, did you want to turn around, get back on track? I didn't want to at that time. But what made me get back on track was not being able to start the business that I really wanted to start. And when that didn't go through, and I was so disappointed from that. Sometimes God allows you to be disappointed in what you wanted to do because it wasn't aligned with your purpose. He allows you to go through that thing. So that disappointment, that discouragement, so that he can get your attention, so that he can align you with what it is that you are really supposed to be doing. He wants to get my attention. He wanted to get my attention so that I could see that actually my purpose is within me, and I didn't need that building. I didn't need to be doing what I was going to be doing. Okay. He wanted me to see that everything that I needed was already here. Okay. It was already within me. And the only thing that I had to do was believe in myself and believe that it could be restarted. Okay. A part of the problem was that I did not believe that I could restart it. I was discouraged. I was kind of embarrassed because I started it and I moved, got married, brought more kids into the household. I've been doing this mommy thing, like a lot of things has changed since I've been doing my motivational speaking, since I wrote the book, since I started the second book. Like, it's so much stuff that has changed, and I just wanted to try to see, what I could do that could make up for all the time that I had lost. And that was very discouraging because I really didn't believe. I did not. And even when I said that I didn't, and I had lost, hope and belief in what I knew that I had already had because I, even with my medical condition, I was still having problems with being able to speak and being able to remember how to, speak and do different things, just simply because of the way, my memory is set up and the way my dictation is set up now. And sometimes, like, I can't pronounce things the right way sometimes. So I just got to a point in the Bible, and this is Mark chapter 11, verse 23 through 25. And it says, "Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. And when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven may forgive your sins." Y'all, I'm telling you, that scripture alone says all you got to do is believe in whatever it is that you want to do. Just believe. And that was the one thing that he wanted me to do. He wanted me to believe in myself again. That's all he wanted me to do. Believe that I could do it. Believe that I could get back on here and start doing my videos again. Believe that I still had the power to reach people. Believe that I had the power to be able to get out there and still be able to do my exercise classes, to be able to still, go out there and do my classes with my Girls Who Sparkle groups at the high school again. Believe that even though this is a different area, I could still reach young girls. I can still work with single mothers. Believe in myself, because the same power that I had in Charleston, I have it here too, because it's in me. It's not in the area where I was, it's in me. So the fifth question was, what did or will you do when you find it? I found it. So guess what? It's time to get to work. So y'all, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I didn't want to go over 30 minutes and I talked a lot.